Let's begin. Confidence isn't given, it's taken. No one wakes up one morning magically ready to conquer the world. Confidence is a war fought quietly within, between who you've been told to be and who you truly are. Every time you hesitate, every time you hold back your truth because you're afraid of being judged, you give away a piece of your power. But when you decide deep in your bones that you are done being small, that you will no longer apologize for taking up space, that's when confidence begins to rise. It's not something you stumble upon, it's something you claim. You earn it through every bruise, every heartbreak, every failure you survived. You forge it like steel in fire. That's what makes it dangerous, because it's unshakable, unstoppable, untouchable. You see, the world doesn't reward potential, it rewards proof. And confidence is the proof that you believe in yourself before anyone else dares to. It's the quiet, unwavering belief that even if you're not where you want to be, yet you're on your way and nothing will stop you. Confidence isn't arrogance. It's not loud, it doesn't need to scream, and it doesn't demand attention. It commands it through presence, through purpose, through clarity. When you walk into a room with confidence, you don't need to convince anyone of your worth. They feel it before you speak. And the truth is, you were never lacking confidence. You were trained to doubt it. Society taught you to wait for permission, to be polite, to play safe. But the people who change the world, they don't wait for permission. They create the opportunity. So start by taking back your power from every place you've left it. From every "I'm sorry" that didn't need to be said. From every time you shrank to make others comfortable. From every moment you silenced your own voice to fit into rooms you were born to stand out in. Confidence begins the moment you say, enough. Enough of questioning my worth. Enough of dimming my light. Enough of letting fear run. And when your knees tremble, even when everything inside you screams, you can't, you do it anyway. And that's power. Confidence also grows in solitude, in the quiet hours when no one's watching, when it's just you, your thoughts, and your truth. That's where you meet yourself. That's where you confront the parts of you that still feel small, unworthy, unseen, and you remind them that they are not your enemy. Confidence doesn't mean you have it all figured out. It means you trust that you can handle whatever comes next. It's built through discipline, through self-respect, through the courage to say no to what doesn't serve you. You can't be dangerously confident if you keep betraying yourself for approval. Every time you choose your peace over popularity, your truth over comfort, your growth over acceptance, you grow stronger. You teach the world how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. So if you want to become dangerously confident, start by doing the things that scare you. The conversations you avoid, the boundaries you fear setting, the dreams that feel too big. That's where your power is hiding. Stop overthinking and start doing. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Action is the birthplace of confidence. The more you move, the more you grow. The more you grow, the more you trust yourself. And one day, without realizing it, you'll look back and see that the person you once doubted became the person you now admire. That's not luck. That's not magic. That's self-belief in motion. You are not here to be ordinary. You are not here to play small, to live quietly, to fit into someone else's version of enough. You are here to live boldly, to speak fiercely, to stand unapologetically in your truth. Confidence doesn't mean you'll never fall. It means when you do, you'll rise louder, wiser, and stronger. And when you finally embrace that version of yourself, the one who doesn't need permission to shine, you become a force no one can ignore. Because confidence that's earned, confidence that's fought for, confidence that's lived through pain and reborn through fire, isn't just confidence, it's power. And when you own that power, you don't just walk through life, you command it. That's what it means to be dangerously confident. Stop waiting for permission. That's the first rule of power. Too many of us are sitting on our potential, waiting for someone else to notice it, to validate it, to give us the green light to start living the life we already know we deserve. But here's the truth. No one is coming to crown you ready. No one is going to hand you your moment. The world will keep spinning. People will keep talking. Time will keep moving. And if you're not careful, you'll spend your whole life preparing instead of becoming. You don't need another sign, another degree, another round of approval to start. You need a decision. Because permission is not given, it's taken. The moment you realize that, everything changes.
Think about
How many dreams have died because someone was waiting for the right time? How many ideas stayed trapped in someone's head because they were afraid of looking foolish? We have been conditioned to believe that we must earn our worth before we express it, that we must first be chosen, praised, or invited to the table before we speak. But power doesn't work that way. Power belongs to the ones who move first, to the ones who stop rehearsing and start performing. Confidence begins when you stop asking, "Am I enough?" and start saying, "I'm doing this anyway." Because every great story, every success you admire, began with a moment of defiance, a moment where someone said, "I refuse to wait any longer." When you stop waiting for permission, you stop living for other people's timelines. You begin to write your own. And that's where confidence takes root. Confidence is born in the moments when you act without certainty, when you take that leap knowing you might fall, but trusting yourself anew. You get back up. Waiting for someone to validate your dream is like waiting for the ocean to part before you learn to swim. See them. Confidence is often mistaken for arrogance by those who lack the courage to do what you do. But don't confuse waiting for permission with patience. Patience is strength. It's knowing when to act. Waiting for permission is fear disguised as humility. It's the soft whisper that says, "Maybe I'm not ready." Let me tell you something, you will never feel ready. Readiness is an illusion built by comfort. Growth, on the other hand, is uncomfortable, uncertain, and beautifully chaotic. The only way to get ready is to begin. Every time you take action despite doubt, you rewire your brain to trust yourself. That's what confidence truly is. Self-trust. The more you honor your instincts, the louder your inner voice becomes. Soon, you won't need permission, validation, or reassurance. You'll move because you know who you are, and that knowing will be your permission. And here's the final truth. You're not waiting for permission from others. You're waiting for permission from yourself. Deep D. Own. You already know what you want. You already feel it burning inside you. But you've let fear, comparison, and expectation build walls around it. You've convinced yourself that you need more time, more experience, more proof. No. You need belief. You need the courage to say, "I choose me." The day you give yourself permission to be unapologetically ambitious, to dream louder than your doubts, to fail publicly and rise proudly, that's the day your life shifts. Confidence doesn't appear in applause, it appears in action. You become dangerously confident when you realize that no one can give you what you already have within you. Because the world doesn't open doors for the hesitant, it opens for the relentless. It bends for the bold. The moment you stop waiting for someone to choose you and start choosing yourself, you stop living in the shadows of permission and start shining in the light of purpose. That's when confidence stops being a feeling and becomes your identity. That's when you become dangerously confident. Own your story, every scar, every flaw, every failure. You cannot become powerful by hiding the parts of you that hurt. Confidence doesn't grow from perfection, it grows from authenticity. The world teaches us to present polished versions of ourselves, to filter our truth until it's palatable, until it fits someone else's definition of enough. But confidence, real confidence, is born when you stop editing your soul. When you can stand in front of the world unmasked, unapologetic, and say, "This is who I am. This is what I've lived through. This is what made me." That's when you become unbreakable. Because when you own your story, no one can use it against you. The moment you stop hiding, you stop giving people power over your narrative. We spend so much of our lives trying to outrun our pasts. We hide our pain behind laughter, our doubts behind achievements, our wounds behind work. But the truth is, the parts of you that you're most ashamed of are the very ones that carry your strength. Every scar is proof that you healed. Every heartbreak taught you resilience. Every rejection refined your direction. Yet most people bury those moments thinking they make them weak. No, they make you real, they make you human. They make you powerful beyond measure. You cannot inspire, connect, or lead from a place of perfection. You lead from the cracks, from the places that broke and still chose to rebuild. That's where your power lives, in your raw, unfiltered truth. Confidence is not pretending that nothing ever hurt you. It's looking at your pain and saying, "You no longer define me." It's refusing to be the victim of your own story. You see, people who haven't made peace with their past are constantly running from themselves. They chase validation, approval, noise, anything to drown out the echo of who they used to be. But the moment you turn around, face that version of yourself and say, "Thank you for surviving," something shifts. You stop being haunted by your history and start being fueled by it. You realize that you're not broken, you're built. Built through storms that others would have collapsed under. Built through nights that tested your sanity and mornings that demanded strength. When you own that, when you embrace the full truth of who you are, you radiate a confidence that no rejection can touch. Owning your story also means forgiving yourself. Too often, we hold ourselves hostage to the past, replaying mistakes, reliving regrets, and relabeling them as proof of unworthiness. But confidence doesn't grow in guilt, it grows in grace. You have to allow yourself to evolve beyond your old self. You are not who you were 5 years ago. You are not defined by the worst thing you've done or the hardest thing you've endured. You are the product of your becoming. The person you were back then was doing the best they could with what they knew. Owning your story means acknowledging your evolution without shame. You can't build the future while constantly punishing yourself for the past. You are allowed to outgrow your old identity. You are allowed to rewrite your story with pride instead of pain. And here's the truth. When you start owning your story, some people will get uncomfortable because your confidence will remind them of the parts of themselves they still hide. They'll call you too bold, too honest, too much. But let them talk. They are still living behind walls you've already broken through. Don't shrink to make them comfortable. The people meant for you will never fear your truth, they will respect it. They'll see your scars and recognize strength, not weakness. Because the most magnetic people on this planet are those who are fully themselves, flaws, fears, failures, and all. When you reach that level of self-acceptance, you stop trying to prove your worth. You simply live it. That's the difference between ordinary confidence and dangerous confidence. Dangerous confidence doesn't perform, it exists. So wear your story like armor, not chains. Let every wound remind you that you survived what was meant to break you. Let every flaw be a reflection of your authenticity, every scar a signature of your strength. The world doesn't need perfect people, it needs real ones. People who can look others in the eye and say, "Yes, I've fallen, yes, I've failed, but I am still here, standing taller than before." That's what makes you powerful. Because when you stop running from your past, you start running toward your purpose. Your story, your real unedited story, is your greatest weapon. Use it, speak it, stand in it, and let it light the path for others still afraid to face theirs. Because confidence built on perfection crumbles, but confidence built on truth lasts forever. When you own your scars, your story, your evolution, you stop being a product of your pain and become the author of your power. That's when your presence stops asking for acceptance and starts demanding respect. That's when you become dangerously confident. Speak like you mean it. Walk like you've arrived. Because confidence isn't a volume, it's a vibration. It's not about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about being the one that speaks with truth, conviction, and clarity. You can whisper and still command attention when your energy is certain. You can walk quietly and still make the ground remember you when your presence is anchored in purpose. True confidence doesn't seek approval, it radiates assurance. It's the unshakable knowing that you belong, not because someone invited you, but because you decided you do. When you start carrying yourself like that, when you stop asking the world for permission to exist, you become magnetic. People feel it. They can't explain it, but they sense your energy shift. You stop chasing validation and start creating impact. Confidence begins with embodiment. It's in the way you stand, the way you breathe, the way you enter a space. Your body tells you our story before your mouth ever opens. Shoulders up, eyes forward, pace steady, not because you're performing, but because you respect yourself enough to show up fully. Confidence is physical truth. It's not about faking it, it's about aligning your body with your belief. Every time you walk into a room, walk like you've already earned your place there, because you have. The moment you shrink, you teach others it's okay to overlook you. The moment you stand tall, you remind them that you are not here to blend in. You're here to stand out. That's the difference between showing up and arriving. People who arrive don't just occupy space, they redefine it. The way you speak is just as powerful as the way you move. Every word you say is a reflection of what you believe about yourself. That's why confident people don't speak to impress, they speak to express. They don't fill silence with noise, they fill it with meaning. When you speak with certainty, even the simplest sentence can carry weight. Because confidence isn't in the script, it's in the delivery. It's in the pauses, the eye contact, the calm conviction that says, I know who I am. You don't need to rush your words or justify your thoughts. Let your voice carry your truth. Let your tone say, I belong here. The world listens differently when you believe in what you're saying. You don't have to demand attention, you simply command it. But remember, confidence is not imitation. It's not about copying someone else's power or mimicking their charisma. It's about finding your own frequency and amplifying it. Too many people mistake confidence for a costume they can wear. A certain way of talking, a certain posture, a certain look. That's not confidence, that's performance. Real confidence has no script. It's raw, personal, and rooted in self-awareness. You don't need to sound like anyone else. You don't need to move like anyone else. You just need to be consistent with who you are. The world doesn't need another version, no. Someone who's already been done. It needs the original version of you. And when you show up in your truth unapologetically, you become unforgettable. The danger in your confidence comes from your certainty. Not arrogance, not ego, but certainty. You're certain about your purpose. You're certain about your values. You're certain about what you bring to the table. That certainty is rare in a world built on doubt. It's the quiet power that says, I know what I deserve, and I will not settle for less. That's why true confidence is intimidating. It's built on boundaries. It's knowing when to walk away, when to say no, when to protect your energy. People often think confidence is about how you face others, but the real test is how you face yourself. Can you stand alone and still feel whole? Can you look in the mirror without needing reassurance? Because the day you can do that, you become untouchable. And that's what dangerous confidence really is. It's not the fire that burns others, it's the light that blinds doubt. It's moving through the world with grace and certainty, not needing to prove anything, not needing to be louder or tougher or more. It's presence, it's peace. It's the quiet authority that makes people stop and think, who is that? It's not because you said something special, it's because you became someone powerful. When your words match your walk and your energy matches your intention, you create a ripple wherever you go. You don't just exist, you lead without even trying. You don't ask for space, you are the space. And when you finally reach that point, when your confidence is rooted so deeply that no external storm can shake it, that's when you become dangerously confident. Because dangerous confidence isn't loud, it's undeniable. It's in your silence, your stride, your stillness. It's not about proving who you are, it's about knowing who you are. You speak like you mean it, you walk like you've arrived. And the world adjusts itself to your presence. That's the kind of confidence that can't be faked, can't be taught, and can't be ignored, because it's yours. That's when you become dangerously confident. Build a life that makes you proud to be you, because confidence doesn't come from standing in front of a mirror and repeating affirmations. It comes from living in alignment with who you truly are. When your actions, your values, and your dreams begin to move in the same direction, you stop chasing confidence and start embodying it. Every choice you make becomes a declaration of self-worth. You stop asking, what will people think? And start asking, does this feel true to me? Confidence is not a mask you put on for the world. It's a reflection of the peace you feel when your life matches your soul. That's where dangerous confidence begins. Not in noise, not in show, but in authenticity. Because when your life feels real, you no longer need to prove it to anyone. Confidence isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. You're not here to fight the world. You're here to fulfill your own potential. When you constantly chase external approval, you become a puppet pulled by invisible strings, the opinions of others controlling your every move. But when you shift your focus inward, when you decide to compete only with the person you were yesterday, everything changes. You no longer live for applause, you live for progress. That's the kind of confidence that can't be shaken, because it's self-sourced. You no longer measure your worth by how much validation you get. You measure it by how much peace you feel when you wake up in the morning. You're not chasing perfection anymore. You're chasing alignment, and that's what makes you powerful. Building a life you're proud of means saying no more often. No to what drains you. No to what doesn't align. No to anything that asks you to betray yourself just to belong. Confidence is not about saying yes to everything. It's about knowing what deserves your yes. Every time you say no to something that doesn't serve you, you create space for something that does. You start protecting your time, your energy, your peace, like the sacred things they are. The truth is, people will test your boundaries the moment you set them. They'll call you difficult, selfish, cold, but that's only because they benefited from your lack of them. Do not apologize for evolving. Do not apologize for outgrowing environments that no longer feed your soul. Confidence is not in how loudly you speak. It's in how quietly you walk away when something no longer aligns. You must build habits that match your vision. You can't speak of greatness and live in excuses. Confidence is not built by motivation. It's built by consistency. Every small decision matters. The early mornings when no one is watching, the hard choices that no one celebrates, the moments when discipline replaces comfort, those are the bricks that build confidence. Because confidence comes from evidence. When you look at your life and say, I've shown up for myself again and again, your energy changes. You no longer need validation because your results speak louder than any opinion ever could. The most confident people aren't the ones with the most talent. They're the ones who've kept their promises to themselves. Confidence is keeping your word. Even when it's hard, even when it's inconvenient, even when no one's clapping. That's how you build a foundation no doubt can crack. But let's be clear, confidence doesn't mean perfection or constant success. It's not about never doubting or never failing. It's about how you rise after the fall. Every failure, every mistake,